Dystopia tonight.
What's crazy was they told me the crossover was like Lucy, Lucy, Desi, like diehard fans of that.
yeah.
And then plus the comedy fans too.
Yes.
Which is crazy because Lucy, Desi fans are comedy fans, but obviously it's a different, genre.
They're open to laughing.
That's great.
Like,
Open to Laughing is, by the way, a great name for a special.
you hope.
You just, you hope. That's the hope.
But no, I think if you are a Lucy fan at heart, you already have a respect for what comedy is.
Yeah.
Like in your bones.
Yeah.
And there's a standard that, like, nothing else meets the Lucy standard.
Sure.
So your willingness to indulge the rest of us is generous.
Do you find that that's the kind of thing, like the audience, if they're willing to participate, like willing to laugh, then it's like the best thing they can achieve?
Definitely. Your primary job as a comedian is to listen.
Yeah.
Like the activity you do is talking, but you have to listen for what to say.
Yes.
And a crowd that is sending you the signals, like where that's a conversation, where
Right.
laughter is one side of a conversation that you're actively having, is just magical.
Yeah, exactly.
So anytime a crowd is like turned on that way and having that conversation with you, the comedian does all the talking, but the audience is the show, 1,000%.
Absolutely. And you
they
never want to
drive the boat more than you expect.
Oh my God, absolutely. Like you're an uneasy captain on that vessel. Like, you know what I mean? You're like, I don't know how I got this fucking job, but
any captain has to read the sea.
Yeah. Oh,
you're not just like you are steering the boat with what
Good
the ocean
quote.
tells you to do.
Yeah.
Put that on my book jacket.
I will.
It's a pamphlet.
Yeah, no, it's not bad. That's fucking great though, because that's like, we've all been in that situation where you're like, it's hard to explain to people, but you're like, the audience really wasn't with it. And you're like, well, aren't you supposed to? It's like, yeah, but there are times when you get in that fucking, like, I mean, I'm sure the same thing for you too, but sometimes you can look at a room and go,
no.
This is going to fucking suck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had to, that was like a pivotal point in you start comedy and you're not good, but you're committed. And there's this little period at the start where you can get away with being bad because you're so eager. And that is very endearing.
Right.
And then there's this place where you lose that's just gone and you just suck. And then you have to craft yourself out of those ashes. And that's what kind of comes to, if you make it through that period, you are a comedian now.
Absolutely.
And I figured out at some point, every comedian has died. Every comedian that you love has eaten it in a room.
100%.
All the millionaires, everybody with too many cars in a glass garage somewhere, everybody that's got a sitcom named after, everybody has eaten it somewhere. And I figured out at some point, like, I was going to have a bad set if I looked at the crowd and said, they're not going to like me. Yeah. So I learned, this was years ago, that like, go look at the crowd and tell yourself, like, we're going to make friends. Like,
oh, that's great.
They're open to liking me and I like them.
Yeah.
I have to like the audience before I go out, no matter where I am, no matter who they are.
Yeah. And I think the other thing too is like, for me, it's almost similar, but I'm going to start doing that now too. But it was like, I had to remind myself that the audience wanted you to do well. Because they're
rooting for you.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, they're here to have a good time. You're going to do your shit, and they want it to work.
Yes.
So when that happens, you're like, oh, okay, that's so much. Because there's a lot of comics, I think, also who feel like it is just combative immediately.
Yes.
Like they have to. And I'm like, that's a real fucked up way to go about it, because everybody's just out to have a good time.
There's no one way to do it.
Right.
And if, like, if it's BattleBots and it works, then it works.
Oh,
but for me, BattleBots just works. It just works.
That just works. You're right. Yeah,
but
absolutely.
It's, for my particular brand of comedy, it works best when the room is warm.
Yeah.
Not in terms of like people laughing hard, but where they're convivial. Where
right. Yeah, absolutely.
A warm back and forth.
Yeah, totally. No, I understand.
Comics who can walk that tight, that's bit. Comics who can walk that, it's spat all over. Oh my God, it's spat on
the set.
Comics who can walk that tightrope though, where it is a bit like it's a versus and not a collaborative team. That's genuinely impressive.
It is. I think that's impressive too. I think it's the difference between that's their art and that's their skill, and then people who just think that they have to be that, so they're just aggressive immediately, and you're like, this is making me uncomfortable. I don't.
Well, that will turn you to ashes, and then you'll reform whatever you are out of those ashes. I'm also a comic that like, I know what my style is, and so when comics have and really succeed with a totally different style, I'm such a genuine fan.
Me
like
too.
A comic who has a very steady pace and doesn't adjust their tone or volume to what the room is doing where the way they work is to pull you to where they are, man, hook, line, and sinker,
Right.
I'm in. Because my style is to like hit the back of the room and then you get waved in.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
With it. It's bigger. It's like literally, I'm shouting into a microphone that's an inch away from my mouth, and it's a habit that will never, ever die. Any compliment I get online is overshadowed with some dude in aviators just like, why are you yelling?
Oh, my God.
Because I yell.
Yeah.
Because I could name, there's the list of yelly comics
Lewis Black.
is endless. Lewis Black,
Pat Cooper.
Did I tour with Bobcat Goldthwait? Yes. It
Oh,
was an entire
great.
evening of just yelling.
I love Bobcat.
He's the best.
He's one of the, so I was writing on a show that he was on that went, all the things I ever written for went nowhere, so there's no point.
I wrote for shows on cable station no one's has.
Oh, great.
And
Okay,
I worked on shows for
all
streaming services that no longer
everything
exist.
Everything on IMDb is thing is canceled. I'm like, good.
This service doesn't exist. This TV station's been renamed.
Oh my God.
This studio is closed.
The fucking shit that doesn't exist anymore. Do you remember, what the fuck?
You're thinking of CISO.
Thank you. I was. Can I tell you I had a fucking meeting in CISO? And I walked in there I did 2 things with CISO, and then I walked in again to go pitch something else that I had written.
And the office was just closed,
Oh
no
my God.
furniture in
Not
it,
even
just a
closed.
piece of paper tumbleweeding
I
across
wish
an
it was
room.
that, because I would have got more of a hint. But I walked in and there were boxes everywhere and like cubicles kind of folded. And I was like, but I went, maybe they're just redecorating. It's like
a metaphor for the entire industry right now. What am I doing?
So fucking
the
good.
The city is burning.
And I was like, why would you meet with me? Like to fuck me? Like I mean, like
that's
not
every
even
meeting though.
Yeah.
I love that they're called general meetings.
Oh yeah.
Like we're not here to talk about anything specific. We're just here to dangle the idea that you're actually something.
Oh God, yeah. And then you have to go explain to your fucking family that you're like, I just got a thing, and they're like, what happened to that thing? And you're like, I think they were moving. I don't really know. Moving day's weird. They lost my file.
These are both true. Only one is a bit you might have heard before, but I had a callback at a studio for a pilot, and later that day I had to deliver food to that same casting office.
Oh my God. That's
and the first time I saw a billboard for a project I worked on, it was Misfits and Monsters, Bobcat Goldthwait show. And I wanted to stop to take a picture of the billboard. First time, right? That I've driven by a billboard that for a show I had worked on, and I wanted to stop to take a picture, but I had a Lyft passenger in the back. Oh. And they don't like it when you stop. You're supposed to keep going. There's somewhere they want to get to.
Just abandon the car with him in it. Like, you just keep, I'll catch up. Yeah. Oh, that's great. No, I did the Bobcat. So I'm sitting with him, one of the writers. We're trying to go over different stuff. And then everybody was kind of running around. The dude who was like the star of the thing was like angry, yelling at people. And then it was just me and Bobcat. And he goes, this isn't going anywhere. Yeah. And then I was like,
don't put it in the boat, man.
Exactly. And I was like, and then we just talked Bigfoot. Because he was coming out with his Bigfoot movie at the time.
The Bigfoot
and I was
movie's great.
This is fucking great.
Huge Bigfoot tattoo.
Yeah.
Bigfoot community comes out huge for Bob.
Oh,
Everybody stops hunting. I went, so I lived in Bob's basement. I worked for Bob for a while, 24 hours a day for $300 a week. Not that I'm upset about it. I would joke with him about it all the time. That's what the job earned. That was justifiable. My job was to walk behind him with a Diet Coke and a banana at all times. It was fine. But we did get to go Bigfoot hunting with like Bigfoot hunters, like Sasquatch hunters. Yes, but yes, we met all but these dudes were just regular people who live in Willow Creek and routinely go hunting for Bigfoot, which really just means getting drunk in the woods.
Yeah, and screaming.
And clacking sticks together looking for Bigfoot.
That fucking show, Finding Bigfoot, I love.
Oh, yeah.
I thought those guys were nuts, but I remember they were in the best way.
Follow your passion.
Yeah, no. One of my favorite episodes, I don't even know what episode it was. During this thing, obviously there's a lake or whatever the hell it is. They go out into the woods. They say they're there where they heard a Bigfoot.
Yep.
The big guy, I can't remember his name right now, does his Bigfoot yell. Yeah. They record it. Mm-hmm. Then they go to the town meeting.
Yeah.
And then, you know where this is going. And then in the town meeting, they're like, some people are like, I don't really think this is that big. Blah, blah, blah. And then like, no, I heard a scream. And then they go, was it like this? And they play the scream the big guy did. And then the guy was like, yeah, it was that scream. And he goes, you got a Bigfoot.
That's Bigfoot.
And I was like, that logic
is... The circle has closed.
I was, holy shit. Or they would just do like, hey, this could be this could be a squirrel or a Bigfoot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like that
this could be a bird or a type of cat. This could be a lot of things.
Yeah.
This could be a lot
or
of things.
a Bigfoot.
People don't, or a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
You know, I encourage people to engage in their civic government. I think city council meetings are 100% worth attending, and the most important politics are local politics, especially at a time that is so challenging politically. Go to your city council meetings wherever you live, but know that most of the public comment is going to be somebody playing their own Bigfoot scream or the equivalent of whatever that is for your town.
Oh my God, that's fucking great. Oh, wait, I got it. So I've got another thing for you too. You'll love this. The MTV thing. I had a meeting with MTV. I got in there. I drove to the meeting, get into the thing. They get me in an office, and they go, "Yeah, we're not looking for comedians right now." And I just went,
well, I'm looking for an exit.
Well, yeah, I was like,
here?
then why am I literally was like, why am I here right now? And they're like, well, what else do you do? And I was like, nothing. This. I do
what
this.
What else do? You play ridiculousness 24 hours a day. And like, good on that team. I'm glad, get paid, get the bag. I'm just saying.
I wanted to be like, put me fucking on anything. Get me like whatever. Like
I make music videos.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not looking for those either.
Yeah, exactly. You're gone. Those are out of, yeah. So, but anyway, question for you
Please,
is,
quest.
Yeah. No, I got a ton. Is there a point in time, do you remember, where you felt like, I know no comedian feels like they have a handle on what they're doing, but you know what I mean? But also, I do feel like there's a point where you get to going, oh my God, I think I finally, like, you know, what was that moment? Was that moment doing a theater? Was it doing a comedy club, opening for somebody? Like, what was your moment?
Yeah, there are a few punctuation marks where you can feel something shifted. Sketchfest in San Francisco, when I started, I was like a volunteer. So I'd help break down rooms and I'd drive people from the airport in. And then a few years later, like, because I was from San Francisco, I wound up performing on more Sketchfest shows. Like, it's a 3-weekend run.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know how to self-promote or brag, but I did do the most sets at Sketchfest that year.
Sure.
Like, they could depend on me, so they'd put me where they needed.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we need somebody in this spot. Caitlin's got it.
Oh, that's
so
phenomenal.
I performed on more than 20 shows in a Sketchfest. Going from a volunteer to like really being a part of the comedy of a festival, that felt like a huge switch that took years of work to get to that place. So feeling that payoff was really, really incredible. Your first Sunday night at the Punchline, which has a system that is hotly debated within comedy, because you go for years. Sunday is Comedy Church in San Francisco. Every comedian goes to the Punchline, and you just sort of wait until you get tapped. And you have to go for like 6 months straight, plus to end up kind of getting to do the local showcase there. And I understand why that's a contentious system, but regardless of how you feel one way or the other about it, it is a goal that you work to hit when you get it. So the first time, I knew I was nervous. It's not my best set, but the first time I did crush on a Sunday, felt like, there it is. Like, they saw that I could, they let me try, and they saw enough to let me get to this place.
That's good, great.
And Cobb's is also a big theater in San Francisco. Punchline's the perfect club. I think comedians would agree on this. It's got the best shape. It's got a low ceiling. Joke, like, laughs just crackle in the whole room. Cobb's is a beautiful theater. It's exactly the opposite. Big, high ceiling, second floor balcony.
Cavernous.
So laughs just go up.
Yep.
And I never fall down.
Yeah.
So when you die there, you are 6 feet under the ground.
Yeah.
You are the deadest that you could be. You are non-resuscitatable.
It's so true.
That is a DNR. You are out. Your organs are donated.
It's the most isolated you fucking feel when you do that shit.
But when you crush that room, you know, like, that's a great feel. Like, that is hard to do, and when you do it, it feels incredible. So getting really confident in those 2 rooms was amazing. I put out an album called Major, and like every comic, it's really easy to say, like, the naughties, like, and then like, rooms react to that. Whether or not the laughter, you can create tension by talking about topics that are blue or challenging, and the way to release that tension on the audience's side is to make noises.
Sure.
So it's like the most primal, like, primate communication, where like a comedian shows their teeth and the crowd diffuses that tension with laughter. But you work longer, and like, it's because I wrote a 3-minute blowjob joke with no exit. Like, once I started telling it, I was in it for the whole 3 minutes, that I realized, like, no, there's got to be a better way. So my album is clean, and working that out, getting to this place where like I could go anywhere, there could be kids in the room and I was going to be fine.
Yeah.
Like getting to a place where I didn't rely on any of the knee-jerk, like the words didn't cause the reaction the
Sure.
comedy did.
Yeah, the comedy
So feeling really proud of that work was probably like that was a great feel of really trusting my material to go wherever I needed it to.
So let me ask you this though: how good are you at walking away from the work once it's done, like the album thing? Because I do that same thing too, where like I'll be really happy with an hour I taped, and then I have to remind myself I cannot get hooked on this thing. It's done, like, and it's out or whatever, and then you had to move on from it. But it's sometimes I'm just kind of like, eventually it's gonna be the last one, right? You know, I'm gonna like not now, but like, you know what I mean? Like, isn't that weird? Like,
gave me this advice. I don't want to give credit to the wrong person, but it was one of the San Francisco veteran comics that was like, well, here's what you do. Once you're told your closer too many times, that's your opener now.
Oh, that's great.
So you have to build the momentum to close on something else. And so I've always done that. Like once I know I'm leaning on that too hard, that's what opens my set now. And I have to make something else good enough to become my closer.
Oh, that's great.
But my favorite ratio is 2/3 tried and true, 1/3 brand new.
Right.
So if you're featuring in a town, which I headline small markets, I featured large. Sure.
You
know, that's larger markets. But you know, if you're doing an hour, then 20 minutes of it is like fresh. You know, you either wrote it about that week, or you're writing, or you're testing new material. And then if something's like needs work, you polish it through a weekend, and it's good by Saturday.
Yeah.
But I like those ratios. No matter what the set size is, keeping something in your pocket that's sort of tried and true lets you stretch and experiment.
Sure.
But the only way I write is on stage. I can't,
I
can
do
write
the same
keywords
thing.
on a piece of paper, but the joke happens live.
Yeah.
So, because you can't rehearse stand-up. There's no mirror that you can do it into.
People always think there's a fucking mirror.
There's
people
not.
Who don't do it think you're like,
you are not tip-tapping to write your jokes. That's
No.
not how they come. Maybe for some people, if that's how.
I think if they're like, I know guys who do that kind of thing where they're like, it's a completely structured thing. They don't deviate from it. They refuse to.
Man, one-liner comics blow my
Me too.
mind.
I don't know how they do
Thomas and Andy Haynes, like there are all these comics who are just so sharp and so fast.
And speaking of guys with pace, like you said too, like Ted Alexandro is a good, like but like
keep that in.
That's quiet, like you know what I mean, like not quiet, but like it is a fucking measured, like, and he just does it with it, no matter what room he's in, no matter where he's in. And I get that that's his thing, but it does. I'm mystified by it.
The jokes per minute ratios, when they're that high, blows my mind.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same thing. Like when somebody has a style that's contrasting and so successful and compelled, I think that's awesome.
No, I know. And then it's like another level of confidence too. Because I'm like, oh, they really believe in like they're not going to raise their voice. It's a tempered thing.
Yep.
It blows me away.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it because I feel like I probably operate in the same way. Where like even when I write new stuff, I'll do like a couple things in the front, but then I get to the new stuff.
Yeah.
I like doing that.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'm like, that was a lot of fun. I don't know if it's going to be fun again. Yeah. But there it is right there in that fucking moment, and I can maybe work it again, you know, or whatever, if I really like it. But, you know, I'm sure you get like odd people be like, how come you're not doing that thing again? I'm like, it just doesn't, it worked for some reason with the excitement in that moment.
Oh, you have to put
again.
something on a shelf for a while. Like once you've told it too many times, you stop listening when you're telling it.
Yes.
So you have to put it down, and then you can pick it up again.
Yeah.
So you can do a 10-year-old joke as long as you haven't told it in 7 years.
And then when you do, that's great. That's fucking,
I mean?
yeah. And then the other thing
it's still good.
Yeah.
You just have to be on your toes while you're telling it, and you weren't anymore. You weren't listening.
Yeah, exactly. Did you tour the museum?
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
That's great. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah. I Love Lucy. My other half, my girlfriend.
No, not this one. I meant the
I haven't gone to the Comedy Center yet. I have the most time tomorrow, so I'm really excited to like go slow.
Yeah, create your comedy profile.
Yeah,
get them to
do the little bloops.
Yeah.
I'm
Does the bloops and shit. That's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's something I've been like looking forward to, and I know it's going to be a little bit emotional, so I'm ready to give it the time it's going to take.
Yeah, I'm giving them this jacket. I'm just going to leave it somewhere.
It's not my jacket feels so nude. I feel like I'm unadorned.
Oh man, I wish I brought more pins.
Buttons.
I would have. Yeah, no.
I did have my other Desert Cities button on because I do live. I'm LA based. I live in Joshua Tree these days. Well, I live in 29 Palms these days. Southern Californians will appreciate that. But yeah. I have a little other Desert Cities pin to rep. That's the name of the exit you take off the 10 to get to the Joshua Tree
I live
towns.
in California. I live here though, and I don't know what. Not here, but like in Jersey, and I don't know where I am either.
There's a few towns out there, and they're all quite lovely. But when you leave the highway to get them, the sign just says "Other Desert Cities."
Here's another cactus.
That's Palm Springs, and those are the other
Desert Cities. Yeah.
So we've kind of owned it as a bit of a local identity.
Sweet.
I do love being out there. It's really fun. But yeah, 2020 kind of changed the map for me in terms of like
Comedy?
what my career is.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
So I still travel. I still love doing comedy, but I get to do it for fun again.
Yeah, yeah.
So it feels like a really fresh time
I
where
agree.
the pressure of staying on top when you're doing well and the stress of like trying to get back up when you're broke is like again, I had written for a TV show when I was still driving for Lyft. Like I was
Right.
getting callbacks and I was still delivering food.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
like
yeah.
the old Gill joke about it
Yeah.
is that you can live the dream, but you are wide awake the whole time. I'm not going to really claw the couch. I didn't claw the couch,
No, it's fine.
but I did yell.
That's great. I'm going to ask you the last three questions that I
Sure.
ask every guest that's been on the show. First question is, if you can go back in time and talk to your younger self,
Oh my God.
what piece of advice would you give yourself that would help you today?
Oh God. You're gay is probably one thing I would say. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. Just do it already.
Nice.
Be patient. And knowing what I know now, again, I don't know. This is like, I'll get there. Edit out the pauses, I guess, or just leave them in for authenticity.
We
But
love pauses here.
what I got out of comedy, what I would tell, if you're talking like me right before I start comedy,
Yeah.
like what you're going to get out of this is that people who inspired you to do this are going to see you and they're going to think you're funny.
Nice.
And like whether or not that means you're rich or whether or not that means you're famous, like what do you actually want out of this? And in the end, like that opportunity to work with people that were so influential, like that changed the course of my life.
Yep.
To be on a show where that I did with Bobcat Goldthwait that Margaret Cho came and performed on, and she came back for a full month because she had so much. She was like, "I'm doing a residency," and was like, "You sure are." And like you know, her embracing me on stage, like having
Yeah.
Maria Bamford say that you're funny, having
Oh my
like
God.
you know, I think for
She's the best.
it sounds like I'm talking about myself, and I am, but I'm also talking about like us, like about comedians. Every comedian you've never heard of who's been working a decade or more has had somebody that they respect
Yeah.
who just got plucked out of the crowd because there's so many working comics, and every now and again somebody gets plucked up into this new level.
Yep.
There's somebody up there that sees them and likes what they do.
Yeah.
And credit to Bobcat as like, however he was a mentor. You know, the thing that keeps Bobcat so cool is that he's genuinely interested in what people are doing right now.
Yes.
That he's rooting for people who are coming up. And he thinks like that he's open to people being funny and great at this, even if he's never heard of them before.
Yeah.
And it's so much harder to do when you're in a really competitive space or when you're really stressed about where you are status-wise in your career. But the best thing you can do for yourself is to stay interested in what other people are creating.
Yeah.
And the people who do that I'm just so honored that people thought I was funny. And like, I think I'm in a place now where like, that's what matters.
That's great.
So-
That's a great place to be.
If you can keep food on your plate and still be telling jokes and like, yeah, I've deviated away, but that's what I would tell me when I'm starting is like, the most important thing is to get funny and to like recognize when you hit those benchmarks that like, wow, that person changed my life and they just saw how they changed my life.
Beautiful.
You know?
Love,
Like-
that's the best answer I think we've ever had. I've done 300 episodes of this fucking podcast, and that was a great, great answer.
Suck it, 300. No, don't.
Yeah, that's
I'm not
right.
kidding.
Step up your fucking game.
No.
Who are you?
Everybody's got to have that's an interesting question. I feel like every comedian that you asked their eyes instantly went 1,000 miles away, just like,
Yeah, I mean that, and like the commonality thing, even because I've had like a bunch of my favorite musicians and bands and artists, Stuart Copeland and the Toad and Ben,
Amazing.
Bare Naked Ladies stuff. But like, it's funny how many people who I know on the outside, you know, when they're looking at fame and whatever the hell else it is, they probably don't think that they have these thoughts, but they're always like, I would tell myself it's going to be okay. I would tell myself not to worry. I would tell myself to relax somewhat, you know,
Yeah.
whatever, or that, you know, your career doesn't mean yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
So it's all this introspective shit. It's all like more gratitude, you know, and everything.
gratitude
So it's just
is like the one word that summed up that entire breathy answer is that like, you know, for me, it was recognizing that the people who inspired me saw me and how
Yeah.
they inspired me. But that's gratitude.
Yeah, yes.
Like in both directions. And gratitude is maybe the most for your audience, for every show,
Yeah.
for all the producers, for everybody that's here. I'm so thankful for the people who put this together.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen, like, there's a lot of people on this festival that are amazing that it's been good to see. But, like, I used to just count on seeing Shane Torres. Like,
Sure.
It didn't matter. Like, it might be a few weeks, might be a couple. We're going to run into each other.
Yeah.
And since 2020, that just happens less or differently.
I agree.
So, like, that's precious. These times with the people that you work with are precious.
Agreed.
And the gratitude for what this community is,
Yeah.
as weird and autistic and ADHD as we all are,
100%.
is precious.
Beautiful. God, that was a great answer. And in addition to it. Second question is, what had to end in your life, good or bad, that led you to where you are today?
That's interesting. A little bit of ego death.
Ooh.
Stop grasping. Like, I don't think I'd be very good at being famous.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I like this kind of interview. I don't
Yeah.
like. I'm
You
not
don't want
good
Drew
at.
Barrymore literally on your lap,
Yeah,
interviewing you face to face. Oh,
I
well.
kinda do.
Should have rephrased that a little differently. Yeah,
It's a little different.
You're like, yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
But like, I don't think I'd be that good at what comes next as you pop up in
Yeah.
the bubble of exposure. But what had to end? Like 2020 kind of ended what my career. I use the euphemism COVID ended
Sure.
what my career looks like. I now, little self-promo, own and operate a company called Joshua Tree Astronomy Adventures. So I
Ooh.
spend a lot of time out under the stars in Joshua Tree with some telescopes. And my job is still talking to people at night,
Yeah.
strangers at night, pay for a ticket to
Right.
come and see me talk. So it's the same job. I
That's-
just changed the context a little bit.
Yeah.
So what my comedy career now is on my terms.
Beautiful. Okay, so the last question ties into the show. If this was a genuine dystopia, you woke up tomorrow, you found out there was 24 hours left to live.
Yeah,
You
we
get to
wook up
choose-
yesterday, and that's where we are.
I know, exactly. I
Okay.
was yeah, even more. But like, what would you want to be the end of the world? What do you want it to be? Climate change, political collapse, meteor, alien, zombies? You get to pick, and then what's going to be your epic death? How you want to go out?
Well, this I'm stealing directly from a good friend in college, but I kind of like my last words to be like, what's that? Like, my friend Yana was deeply committed to not surviving the second stage of an apocalyptic event.
Ooh.
You know what I like in the post scrambling
yeah.
for food, fighting one another
Right,
for
because who the
resources
fuck
era.
wa- yeah,
she's
no.
not interested. She's
No.
checking out. So she wants to look into the sky slightly confused, and then it's just over, vaporized.
That's
and
great.
honestly, good plan.
Yeah.
I think that's a good plan.
That's solid.
And as kind of a space nerd, like, you know, on a cosmic scale, on a cosmic timeline, that's a fun one to play with, like something big enough that we can't divert it, because we did successfully divert the path of an asteroid far away from us, and
Yes.
it kind of proved that the plot of Armageddon doesn't require Bruce Willis and a bunch of oil drillers to like go to another asteroid and drill
Right.
into it. We can just bonk it with like
Yeah.
a craft and it'll move.
Bonk it.
But I think maybe, large scale extinction event, which is maybe the appropriate end for that. What's it called? We're like in the anthropomorph. I forget the
yes.
name. My nerdiness is failing now. The name of this current epoch in which this one species has an outsized influence on the comments. The comments will fill it in for me.
Yeah,
Duh.
absolutely. Yeah,
And you're right. I should know that.
Right. Fuck.
But yeah, I think that the Anthropocene. I think this might be a good time to close it out with like a big old space rock.
As a
dinking
space
into
nerd,
us.
though, do you think they'd tell us, or do you think they just let it happen?
Oh, like deep impact
Yeah.
question. I think you kind of can't miss it. I feel like we'd know.
Okay.
Because citizen astronomers just with telescopes could spot it.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it's not
That's
like
kind of comforting.
Yeah.
I think I would want to know. I don't know why. I think I would just want to. Actually, with my luck, I'd just be asleep.
That's a great way to go. Period.
I feel like that. Yeah, exactly. I completely agree.
Yeah, skip the whole like, what's that, and just go
Yeah,
directly
and just
out.
be asleep. I've slept through fucking tornado that hit not too far from me and like major hurricanes, but I'm just like fucking conked out. Nothing wakes me up.
Yeah,
That's pretty great.
The gentle death.
I like that. What would you like to plug? Anything?
Joshua Tree Astronomy Adventures. If you find yourself out in the desert of California, you can come take a tour with us. J Tree Astronomy online and all the things. Our website and our Instagram. Should I be on TikTok? Look, I'm old.
Thank you so much. Great meeting
Of
you.
course, a pleasure.
Yep,
Thanks
absolutely.
for having
Take
me
care.
on.
Dystopia tonight.